Olson.
Hey, we just called you twice because we hit you with two computers.
You did what? Oh, I pushed to say hello, and you were gone.
Oh, that's funny.
But the ID is flashing on my screen. It says Jeff Olson.
All right. Who's that guy?
I know who he is.
Oh,
it's
man.
the right time to answer, too, for him.
Yeah. Welcome to this show, man. I know we're going to make this fun. You're not, interviews are probably the most cool thing that can hear from you, you know. So it's not. It's like calling you from the woodshed in a way.
Well, that's what I meant by it's a good time to answer.
Right. Answer before 8:00 p.m.
Yeah, before. Well, you know what? Give or take. If it's like 5-2, I'd probably say no. I'd probably do no on that one.
Oh man, that is awesome. So anyways, this airs Monday, and we're excited about talking about what your first question is. What is Blackfinger, Eric?
What do you mean? What is it? It's a band.
There, okay. That's good.
I don't know. I mean...
Yeah, just explain the band, Blackfinger, then. I like to ask it that way and see if you'd add your own way of doing things, which is awesome.
Right.
So.
I don't know. I had that name for, 25 years. Probably. I used to use it as my kennel name when I was raising German Shepherds, except in German. So I'm like, that's going to be a good title for a band one day. And actually, back when I did Lid, it just didn't seem like a Blackfinger. This one did. It was time to do it, I think.
Great.
So it's been fun, I guess. Not easy, but interesting.
Yeah. Well, I heard you, of course, at the Days of Doom Festival, and I think amongst the best at the show. Definitely cleanest and tightest and most professional.
Thank you.
It wailed. How long
I
have
pride
you...
myself on that.
let's
yeah, right. What, are you in the woodshed? Or what?
I'm always in the woodshed.
No, me. I was talking to myself right there.
How long have you been performing and recording together with Blackfinger? The new guys, the actual, not the start of it when you maybe penned it on acoustic, but the actual guys that we saw. Well,
actually, I had two. The first incarnation, I blew it up and kind of started over and just kept writing. Everybody was, the people who I had, they were more interested in party, and I was kind of, this is serious, people. Who knows how many I get to do anymore and stuff, and so I blew it up and kept writing, and then these guys are just, people wanted me to get, people like us, like Trouble, like that kind of level to guests and everything, and I'm like, I want to be a band and stuff, so I recruited guys that were in bands from where I grew up,
Yeah.
So it's cool, and it was fun working with them. And when they first started coming down, we started working on new songs. I asked them guys if they had songs, and and got them involved and everything. And it was really an easy working environment, where we just, sometimes we worked on one song for a month, just kind of trying everything. And everybody was always, if somebody had an idea and we didn't like it, or I didn't, nobody got mad. We just, okay, let's try something else,
Yeah, that's
so
great.
It's probably 3 years, I would say.
Excellent. On that, you have two guitar players, a bass player and a drummer. Who are they, one by one? And then tell us a little bit about them.
Well, Rico Bianchi, he's one of the guitar players. I can't think of what bands he was in. I can't remember anything anymore.
I know, me too.
He's cool. He's more the heavy guy in the band, where the other guitar player, Doug Hakes, he's more like I don't know what the word is, like little picking and melodic and things like that. So it was a nice combination. This time around, last time with Lit I had one guitar player. This time I wanted to kind of do two so we could do different things, little different parts or harmonies or whatever.
Yeah.
So and they're cool. They go good together, and they're everybody's friends like too, which is a big thing. To me, I didn't want no BS,
Drama.
Oh God, I had enough of that in my life,
Yeah.
I just want peace now. So, and that's what it kind of is. And bass player's name is Ben Smith.
Cool.
He's the youngster in the band, and it was funny though. He'd be playing bass, we'd be rehearsing, and when we were recording, all of a sudden one day he brings down his stand up with a bow. And I'm like, what's that? And he started playing it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so sad. Like, so it ended up being on 2 songs, and then he opened his big mouth, and I know at the time he regretted this. He goes, I have an electric one too. I'm like, what? You're bringing it? You're playing it? Done? You have no... He fought me on it at first. And then, I said, okay, just do me a favor. Just do it once. Play it once. If you aren't comfortable or nobody likes it or whatever, then you don't have to no more. And he said, okay. But everybody dug it. And I thought it was cool. It fit them, and I love it. And it sounds great.
Yeah.
So I think at Doomfest, somebody came up to him and go, dude, you're the future of rock. I'm like, done. You can't play the other one no more. You're stuck now, So now he doesn't say a word. He just brings his stand up,
That's excellent. I was hoping you would tell that story. Cause,
it makes it look different, Not too many bands like us have that. And I thought it fits him because he plays in a jazz trio and stuff like that. So. And that's what he looks like that, so it kind of fits him,
Yeah.
I think it's great. But
yeah. Didn't you say something? You had a funny name, Eric and the...
What?
Eric and the... Remember what your...
Oh yeah, that was like name? Remember that show back? I think it was Fractured Fairy Tales. They always had like 2 names for something, so it's like Blackfinger or Eric and the Short Hairs.
Oh, that's great.
I know. I don't know if they took it right to how I meant it the first time, but when I first said it to them, I think they looked at each other and said, "Oh, well, yeah, we all got short hair. Yeah, that's it."
That's great. So we announce, you should be announced. You're playing Saturday night. They should say, all right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Blackfinger or
Eric and the Short Hairs. Yeah, Bruce is coming up. He's coming down.
Cool.
We're going to do some trouble stuff.
That ought to be a blast.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, the very first show we did, he came up. And I think at another time, I went up and did End of My Days with Ron's band. Earth and Grave, and then Bruce and Ron came up with me. So Bruce is coming by himself this time because all the bands are from Aurora. It's like the first annual 8-town show.
Oh wow!
So it should be fun. It's tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
That's
I
great.
need to get. They don't let me out much, so I need to get out.
Well, you live in a recording studio, so we won't say where it is. It's almost like that question we had a long time ago. Where do you rehearse? Remember that?
Oh yeah, well it's 1725. Yeah, usually we rehearse here too, and when we record and stuff, usually I was the first one there.
Oh man, that's great.
Well, you're still in your you came here all the way to your pajamas? I'm like, yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, so I don't forget the drummer is Larry Fiat, and he's cool for a drummer.
You've never changed.
No, I hope not, I just want to have fun, and people, sometimes it's so serious all the time, and it's about having having fun, isn't it?
It definitely is. And we're going to get a little bit into that in a second here when we play Apples and Oranges. But right now, we're still on Blackfinger, and you have been recording, and it's almost finished. And can you tell us about the recording, the single? Is the title of the album going to change from the tentative title, or is it going...
The title is just Blackfinger.
Excellent.
The name of the single is All the Leaves Are Brown.
Okay, yep.
And I think they needed a cover, so I told them just to use that one. That's the cover that everybody's been seeing, or that's on the Facebook and MySpace and all that. That's the cover of the album.
Excellent.
Which I'm working on that too. Chuck actually did that.
It looks great.
I love it too. Everybody else does, and actually I've just been talking to him because he's finishing it for me, and he told me to tell you hi and to give him a buzz.
I will have to do that. I'll have to say hi to Charles. Chaz.
Charles Robinson. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's been a long. Man, I've been working on this for 4 years, and these last couple of weeks when I finally finished, actually Vincent Bueno is mixing it right now.
Vincent Bueno.
Yeah, it's
Vincenzo.
Well, I'm trying to process it. Like the little devil and angel on the side of your shoulders. One's going, "You're done." No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. And I haven't been able to process it. And I was like, me, I'm always like, this is my last record I'm doing. And as soon as I was done, I didn't even know what to do with myself. So I just kind of got my book out and started working on new stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? So I think it came out great. I'm happy with it. There was a lot of things along the way because it took so long. You know how when you're going through something, it seems like it's taken forever and should have been out a long time ago. But there are things that wouldn't have happened, and a couple songs that wouldn't have happened if it did come out when I wanted it to, or just because I'm being impatient. But so it's cool. It was great. I had a great time for the most part. Wasn't easy.
No, it never is.
No, and because this time was different. I mean, I had to do everything by myself, basically, this time,
Wow.
Make all the decisions. There wasn't nothing like, like back in Trouble, Bruce and Rick, and, whoever did their parts, it was like, all right, go do your parts, and stuff. And this time I had to sit there for everything, and I even recorded the bass and a lot of the guitars and stuff, too, so, which was fun.
Yeah.
So I had to sit there. I've heard these songs now. Thank God Vinny's mixing this because I don't think I could do it. I've heard each song 1,000,000. Wait, where's my paper? 265,738 times.
We were just saying, and would you agree with this? Music has a shelf life, like vegetables rotting in a fridge. I've heard that song so much that it's not fresh anymore.
Oh God, I can't even listen to these. Now I can listen. I can't. We've been rehearsing for the show, and it's just been like every ounce of energy I have, my soul, to sing these songs to the wall right now. I mean, just like Trouble stuff, when we do the Trouble stuff and Tempter still, I cannot rehearse that. I leave the room, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever. It's still a blast live. I love it, but to rehearse it, no. So, but it's fun live. And right now I've been listening to him again because Vinny's been sending me mixes and stuff, so it's fun to hear how everything evolves,
Yeah, yeah.
And stuff, so.
Vinny is quite a talented guy. I'm so glad that you stayed with him.
Well, he's bro. I love you, and I'm your engineer for life. So
that's killer.
He's and when he first got, he was all excited. He's like, "Dude, this is the best thing you've ever handed me." I'm like, "Stop it."
I believe it. No. I think just listening to the production of all of our little jaunts of each Trouble member, yours lid with Vinny. I think it's the hottest one. It's the one that sounds real, like a professional, thing. I mean, we all have our own ways of doing things, but for some reason, hats cheers to Vinny, man. What a talented guy.
That one I got to record with him too. This one he wasn't here. He was just mixing it, so it was tough, man. Especially doing the vocals, because he was always like, he first of all, he cracks me up, and so he's out there on the other side of the glass. Yeah, he's on the other side of the glass with me, like, every minute of the way. Come on, dude, taking me for bike rides, and come on, bro, I know you can. I heard you do it better, like, and challenges me and stuff. So this time I had to basically challenge myself, so it was. It was trying it sometimes, because then you don't have nobody to bounce off of, and you're like, is it good? Is it? Yeah, it's good. I don't know.
Well, Vin is brutally honest,
Well, that's good. Yeah. Well, you need that, like, because you're in there trying to give it up, singing the lyrics, and it's hard, and going out there and listening to it. It's almost like looking at it in the mirror at yourself, where you see yourself different as others do,
Yeah.
So it's good to have that.
I remember a couple times on Simple Mind Condition tracking, and Vinny I thought I did really good, and you'd hear that thing click, hey, Ollie, that sounded like shit. Shot my clown. Like,
well, the thing about him, Mike, he's different, and it's like you can't. It's where some people maybe how they say you would get mad, but with him you don't, like,
right.
Because he's just trying to get the best out of you, and he really is your friend and stuff, and you know what I mean. Yeah. And he wants it to be good. He wants you to walk out of there with a smile on your face,
Yeah. Well, that's the best kind of engineer, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Well, let's shift some gears. Let's talk about you, Eric, like just your whole, this will be personal and things like that. The first thing I would say, when did you know, you were going to be a rock singer? I met you when you were, pretty at your, your start with Wisecrack. But I didn't see you before that. I know, oh my God. Now, I know it's a memory thing, but is there a premonition, or did you say to yourself that I want to rock, or anything like that in your history?
Well, yeah, when I heard the Beatles.
Wow.
I used to, just like everybody, used to, jam in front of the mirror in your room, like wanting to be John Lennon and stuff, but... I played guitar. I started playing guitar and stuff, and I wasn't really that great, and I wasn't gonna. I know playing. If I would have never. I mean, I didn't make it anywhere that big or nothing like that. But there's no way I would have made it to at this point just playing guitar. So I don't know if this is a blessing or not, but I ended up cutting the tip of my finger off in a punch press at work when I was 19.
Yep.
So I had a big bandage on my finger, and I went to this party, and actually Bruce was in Wisecrack, and they didn't have a singer, and they're like, does anybody think they can sing? I didn't go up there that night. Yeah, I didn't go up there that night or nothing, but I called the drummer. I knew him
Jimmy?
From somewhere. Jimmy, yep, that's his name, but what's his last name?
Oh, man, I dated his sister. Jimmy.
Jimmy's.
Can't remember it.
I don't know either. So, I went down and tried out, and they said yes, but they ended up kicking me out after a while, because me and Bruce started being on one side because we were into, Sabbath and Priest and all that shit, and the other guys were into REO and Peter Frampton and whatever, who was, the other side right back then. When was that? Like 1978 or something?
Yep. Oh, yeah. 77, 78, 79 was the change.
So they kicked me out,
Wow.
So,
Landreth and John Little.
Yep. Because me and Bruce were starting to side. It was starting to split, And, I think I ended up going back at the end, and I did one show with them and said goodnight and walked straight off the stage, never to return. And then me and Bruce, we were kind of auditioning for bands on our own and stuff like that too, but we went together to the Trouble thing.
Yeah.
So, And you're the drummer that never left. I remember. I think you were
the drummer that never actually got hired, right?
Oh yeah, never hired. Yeah, he just came and tried and sat in with us for. I think we needed somebody sat in and never left. Can't get rid of this guy.
I knew you were gonna do that.
That's cool.
That is very cool. Love it. That's cool because a lot of people, have maybe heard the story of, how Trouble formed and came together. And you guys, Bruce and you, it was actually an ad in one of the Illinois Entertainer, wasn't it? If I'm right.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. And the ad said, Sabbath, Priest, UFO, Thin Lizzy, and stuff. Because we did both try out for other people too. I think I went a couple times. Checked out a band, and it's funny too because a couple of them bands that I tried out for years later, after we had albums out and stuff, they, the one guy I remember came up to me, "Hey man, remember me?" I'm like, "Yeah, you were in that band. You didn't hire me for your band." Thank you, I said.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great.
I think I had to sing a Van Halen song or something. I'm like, oh, God. I just wanted to jam, though. Wanted to be in a band and stuff.
What's cool is we have something hot off the press, Eric, but as we're doing this, we Facebooked to get some people to ask you some questions. Here's one's from Brazil. And
really?
It's sort of related to that. I have my own answer, but it's for you. This is your show. This is your question. How does he keep his voice sounding as great as it does? Still drinks and smokes, doesn't he? Dio certainly drank to the end. So this is Saul. And is it from Brazil? It's Saul from Facebook.
Well, that's probably he probably answered the question himself. I mean, I remember I used to smoke menthol, and when I switched to regular one, I remember I was all worried that it was going to change things. But I can't hit say some of them notes that I hit back on Manic and stuff, but it's just different now. It's more of I don't know. I still have it's a different tone and. I don't know. I don't know, dude. How am I supposed to answer that? Maybe I'm just either lucky or cursed, I guess, depending on which way you look at it.
I was thinking that it's your natural range. It's what you do naturally, and that's the best way to sing. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and Ron Anderson, back with Manic, the teacher I was going to in L.A., he changed everything. He taught me how to do it and how to just be myself and how to take advantage of what you do best.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the greatest singer on earth or nothing like that, but I do what I do all right, and that's all that really matters, I guess. So he taught me how to take what I have and make the best out of it.
Right. And you could almost go further, couldn't you? I mean, remember the smokes and drinks? Didn't you use a filter? Okay.
Well, yeah, a lot of times before we would record and stuff, I would use a filter before that just so it wouldn't, and it helped. And the exercises that I did and stuff like that, it just opened me up faster. Now, believe it or not, I stumbled across something called green tea. And it's like I don't even have to do the exercises no more. I just drink a bunch of green tea and I warm up a little bit, but it opens me up right away,
Excellent. Found something that, fits your warm-up. That's cool.
Yeah. But like I said, I can't hit the notes I hit back on Manic anymore, but it's a sing a different way, and you change to make up for that, and it's a lot of it has to do with what you're saying, too, and how you're saying it.
That's great, too. And that's extremely deep to say that.
Mm-hmm.
When you... I've always noticed that. Everyone tried to coin, who could be responsible for it, but everyone would put you in a box trying to say what you were saying. On this question here, just pops up. I'm not even, prepared this one. People like to put you in a box. They would say we were Christian metal. They would say that we were this, we were that. And you always seem to be outside of that, and they always said maybe what you weren't in your lyrics. I mean, at least let's have you express yourself in your lyrics through Trouble, all the way through Lid, all the way through Blackfinger. What is it that drives you in your lyrics and makes you write poetry or whatever it is?
Well, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's just how I feel. It's a feeling, and what I see, what I've learned. I mean, you know, to tell you the truth, if you take the first record, the first song, Tempter, and play every song in a row, all the way now till the end of Simple Mind Condition, it's one life, basically. It is. It's like, you know, at first you're a kid, you know, you're young, you're exploring your life, and back in the original metal there, you know, a lot of things were satanic and stuff, and I just didn't grow up that way. And it wasn't that we were Christian, or I wasn't. It was just that, I mean, people were doing that, but I didn't grow up where I didn't think, I wanted to say what I believed in and how I felt, not to say something just because I thought it sounded cool.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? So... and my heroes for writing lyrics were Lennon, Morrison, and Roger Waters and stuff. And, you know, by the time it got to, I guess it started with Run to the Light. That was kind of the Wiener album, but actually with the Deaf American one, where I started writing a little more, where maybe with painting pictures with words, or if there was, I did an interview or something, and the interviewer had a different thought of what that song meant to him, or what it meant that I did, and I thought that was great. That's who I wanted to talk to then. You know what I mean?
Wow.
If somebody came, like Psychotic Reaction one time, I can't remember what they said, but to me it's got two different meanings. And this interviewer came in and said this whole thing what she thought it was, and I was totally blown away. And I'm like, you want to go out to dinner and stuff? You know, that's who I want to talk to. You know?
Awesome.
And stuff. So, you know, and then I think this new album here, though, is really maybe, it started with Simple Mind Condition, but this one is really personal, and it really is about me this time, instead of maybe other things or other people or or what I see, you know.
Sure.
And stuff. Well,
that is great.
Did I answer that?
Oh, yeah. That is just really what I've wanted to pull out of this, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, we're two, you know, friends and bandmates for all these times that we could get real silly, but there's a lot of serious things that I really want to pull out of you, and but there's a lot of hilarity.
Well, you know, it was funny sometimes. I remember driving to rehearsal with Bruce, and you know, he had this new song, I can't remember what album it was, and we had the tape, and with no singing, I sang him the lyrics. He goes, I don't get it. What is that? What is it? He didn't get what it meant. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? I do, though. And in a way, that's really all that matters, you know, if I understand what it means. And then, because then when people would come up to me, which they always do, they understood it. A lot of people did, you know, maybe not millions or nothing, but, you know, even the last time we went to Europe, I got people in Holland that one time coming up to me.
Yeah.
It got a little overwhelming, actually. You know, this one guy took his cross off and gave it to me, and from Poland, he traveled from Poland. I'm like, I can't take that. He's like, no, dude, this is I've had this since 1985, the Skull album, and you helped me, and I want you to have it.
Just intense. That's intense.
I kind of lost it, man. Ran back into the dressing room. They were like, Bruce, what's the matter? I'm like, I don't know.
It's funny, we're laughing about crying.
Yeah, they're like, you know, so, I mean, what can I say? I don't know. For some strange reason, some people listen to what I had to say, so
Okay.
I still don't understand it myself. I'm just some goober from Aurora, Illinois, you know.
That's great. Well, so am I.
Yep.
How? Let's go this way. What this is one of those. This is kind of almost like what I just said, but what is your favorite memory of your past right now?
Of my past?
Yeah, because that's going to be hard. Like, what
music?
Really makes you feel...
In music or just...
Anything, Eric, anything. I mean, it can be family, it can be...
Well, there was 4 of them. 4 things, actually. And that was watching my kids being born.
Awesome.
It was like, and it was just my boys' birthdays. They were born like 2 weeks apart. Their birthdays, they weren't born 2 weeks apart, but their birthdays are. And so, yeah, it's like that more. I mean, you remember it. It's like Zach's birthday was, actually me and him wrote a song together for the new record, but I woke up right at 3:30, and he was born at 3:33 last week. It was last week and stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's weird. And John, he was born on Lennon's birthday, and we were cracking up. I was talking on the phone with him, and I'm like, I remember he was like 10 to 12, and I'm telling her, you better not have him yet. You better hold him in 10 more minutes, and it's Lennon's birthday. Like, the nurses are looking at me like, you're nuts, right? I'm like, no, you better put your hand there, whatever you got to do. So she made it. The doctor comes flying in at 10 minutes after, and he had him, and we named him John Dillon.
John Dillon, so, man.
Yeah. So that was it. I mean, it's just like, you can't believe it. When at the moment when you see it happen, you realize that, wow, where did you come from? This can't be it. Sure. They just came from where I think it's full circle. We're going to the same place that we came from. We just can't know that. It's hard enough to live here without knowing it.
Huh.
So, and then when my grandson was born, I'm a grandpa now.
Wow.
This
is Luke's kid?
No, Zach.
Zach?
Yeah.
Wow.
You should see that he's the kid, man. People are, oh, grandpa. I'm like, are you kidding me? I think it's awesome. He's fucking awesome, man. I don't even know how to explain it, And when I held him he's a boy. When I first held him the first time, I just felt like I've always known him, and I'm like, you remember me, don't you? We know each other. I know we do. He'd be looking at me like smiling and stuff.
How incredible is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's cool. The best part about it is that you get to give them back.
Oh, man.
Okay. Here you go. I think he stinks. Your turn.
He's a little poopy.
He's poopy.
Let's go to some dirt. You love that. Dirt. Any regrets or any moments that just really you would like to say something about, and it's okay to do it because it's all about truth. It's all about honesty.
Well,
no bullshit.
You know what? That's kind of funny you should ask that, actually. You always think that you do. And along the way, there was more than one occasion where I said to myself that I am the most intelligent dumb fuck on the planet. But if you really think about it, I'm really exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I wouldn't be who I am if it weren't for all those things.
Wow.
No matter good or bad, those are all learning experience. Things that you should learn from. Some good, some bad, obviously. And of course there would. At the time you think, oh my God, I fucked up, and why did I do that, and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know if I could be honest and say there would be regrets. Like I said, along the way you want to change things when it happened.
Wow.
But now looking back at all those things, it made me who I am. And this record wouldn't be what it is either if it weren't for all those experiences.
Wow, absolutely incredible.
But I am the most intelligent dumb fuck on the planet. I am. Yeah, I put myself in some stupid situations along the way. You know.
It's funny. I hope everyone else listens to it and knows that they did too.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? Here you are. I'm from. You go out on the road, and I'm the singer and stuff, and you just whatever. You go nuts.
Well, it's nothing but good memories, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they are, and I can't. There's so many. It's like sometimes you can't. I don't think I still have processed everything, to tell you the truth. And from time to time, when you talk to people or think about things or see something on TV or whatever, or you hear a song, and all of a sudden something pops in your head that you remember, and you're like, oh man, that was fun, that was a blast.
Yeah.
So it's some great times, man.
Yeah. We are in this thing right now, Eric, where it's funny, Wade Brooks we kind of get these old pictures, and then people show us these old photos that we haven't seen for a long time.
I've been seeing them. I've been seeing them in my news stream.
That's cool. But they just blow your mind. I can't.
I know.
I don't remember
look at
half the picture, half the moments. But then now I remember them when I see the pictures.
Right. Yeah. Especially the ones in the van, like out in the. All of a sudden it was warm. After the crash, it was winter and everything. But when we finally hit where it started to get warm, we were like, we're going to record a record.
People don't know that we traveled from like below zero weather and like freezing rain, and then a crash with marshals. And,
oh yeah, and I was sick as a dog too.
Oh, man.
I was sitting all the way in the back. We spun around a few times and hit the guardrail, and that's where I was sitting. So I was looking out the window right down in the thing, in the ditch that we would have went down if that rail wasn't there.
Oh.
So I would have been the first to go.
Oh man, that was
a close call. Right by the corner.
I remember throwing my little little container there.
I know, and then afterwards we're like, probably when we were driving again, all right, Ole, break that shit out. I threw it. What? You
The comments we get from everyone involved, like Tony and like Doug and like Sean, about that moment with all that is so funny.
Because it would have been the perfect moment to blaze up after all that, Kill.
Yeah, that's one of my regrets.
That's
one of my regrets right there. Throwing that.
Well, we were at the border in Canada with Dennis, and you got to go up there. Did you ever get arrested or do anything? No. Okay, next. Dennis walks up there, and we're all standing there waiting to go through, and this guy's asking questions, and all of a sudden he's quiet, and he breaks down. He's like, I did it. I'm like, you dummy. We sat there for 4 hours until it was something so stupid. They finally found out what it was. Even the officers there were like, dude,
This is Dennis Lesh from Run to the Light.
Run to the Light, yeah.
Classic. Oh, that's really
man,
awesome.
I can't remember everything. Barry, man.
Barry Stern.
Dude, we got
things. You must, get a kick out of us.
Well, I don't know. It's not on purpose. we come.
Drumism. You've heard of racism before. You've heard of sexism. It's drumism.
Well, we just flew into Heathrow, London, from Holland. Now, there's your first flag right there, okay? Holland. And he gets strip searched. So he's all pissed off. We're standing out in front waiting for the ride in the big windows, where you can see yourself. And he's all bitching. He can't figure out why he got strip searched and nobody else did. So I turned him around to look into the window. Now look at us, Barry. Now look at me. I got my nice leather coat on. I got my hair in a ponytail. And you got a Shroomy Tunes t-shirt on. With your hair all crazy. We just flew in from Holland. What do you think? I would have strip searched too.
I have never heard that story. That is the funniest thing. Oh, man. Barry got strip searched at Heathrow. That's great.
Yeah, that's the hardest. First of all, I mean, I think we even said it to everybody because that's kind of the hardest airport, especially flying in from Amsterdam.
Heathrow. It's like you turn right, turn left, go up an escalator, down an escalator, another escalator. It's like you're in a parking garage, too.
That's horrible. And last time we were there, they were working on it. So I think, I don't know where, I think they took us for a ride, like we didn't even, somewhere other place than the airport even, it seemed like for a while there.
I know. Was that the second or third shuttle bus we had to get on?
I don't know. It was like we were like in, I don't know, there's like giraffes all of a sudden, like, and
you saw them too. That's funny. Oh man,
I did.
All right.
But it was really a good time. Actually, when you really think about, even at the moment when you thought it was shitty and bad, when you look back on it, it's hilarious. You know. Totally. I just flushed Spinal Tap, and it reminded me of us. Like I had, some things.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's play apples and oranges. This is going to be 4 little questions here. You ready for this?
I don't know.
Now you can do it. You're just gonna answer who it is. You ready? Yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta spring it on you. It's gonna be quick. Ready?
Okay.
Arthur Brown or Alice Cooper?
What do you mean? Who's better? Who I like better, or I don't?
You gotta say one or the other. Apples or oranges? Arthur Brown or Alice Cooper?
Alice Cooper.
You said it so quiet. It wasn't confident. It was wonderful. Alice Cooper. All right, you ready? This one's going to be easy for you, probably. Black Sabbath or Pink Floyd?
Ooh. I'm going to have to go with Floyd.
I thought that.
I mean, that's the kind of, I mean, it's, okay.
I did this to Uli Roth, and he's like, this stuff's mean, He says it's mean.
Yeah.
Beatles, Stones, or Kinks?
Beatles.
I knew that, too.
I didn't even have to hear the other one.
I know.
I should have said Oli.
I know. The Autopsy drummer, which is an amazing Trouble fan, great guy, crazy artist guy. I threw out Frank Zappa versus Black Sabbath on him, and I go, Frank Zappa, and he goes, Frank Zappa. He didn't care who was next.
Oh,
Frank Zappa, he didn't care who was next. It was pretty funny. And lastly, laughter or tears?
Say it again.
Laughter or tears?
Laughter.
All right. So that's our apples and oranges segment. Now we're into 2 last little segments here that are mellow, and I always ask this one. And it's this is internet radio, so everyone, it just goes worldwide, and we re-air it so that it kind of hits different time zones. Mm-hmm. What would you like to say to the entire world right now?
Wow.
That's perfect. You're done.
Wow.
Shower wow right there.
Wow. That's a big question. I don't know. Well, I think, I don't know, dude. That's a tough one.
It's one of the mean ones.
Well, it's like, which way do you go? I mean, the definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. How about that?
That's awesome.
I think Albert Einstein said that, but it's kind of like, it's like people, aren't they, like, don't you get it by now, I mean, you can see the idiot pile from the trees now,
Wow.
and instead of trying to fix the stupid shit that goes on, they just cleared off a bigger space for the next pile, and it's just getting worse and worse, and I don't know what to tell you, man.
That's great. That's a great answer.
And the reason, I don't know why people don't understand. People really make it difficult on everything, because the reason that we're here is we're supposed to be learning how to love one another, and for some strange reason, nobody gets it.
Wow. I like that too, man. You can keep going if you want.
I don't know. There's like I think they've switched. I think they've made stupid into two words now: stew and pid. I don't know, dude. It's just amazing to me. I can't even watch the news anymore. It's depressing. Every day, it's a baby getting kidnapped and this and that. It's like, come on, man.
They make whole shows on that, I guess.
I know. They just don't stop, It's horrible.
Yeah. Well, those are some great answers right there. And in conclusion, we'd like for you to maybe give us something that we'd like to put on a playlist to surround it that would be something personal to you, like one of your favorite songs or something, Eric, as we close with your interview right now. What song or songs would you like us to spin on your show?
How many are you playing?
4,000. No, it usually winds up to be about, with an interview, a good 20 songs. It's 2 hours long, this show. So,
wow.
If anything that's your favorite, you listen. We'll get them on there for you.
The last I listened to it this morning was they have on YouTube a video of Deep Purple doing "Child in Time" in 1970.
Okay.
It's absolutely amazing. Ian just tears it up in that. I mean, tears it up. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it's a TV show, I think, in England or something.
Okay.
1970.
YouTube "Child in Time." You got it. We will do that.
Well, or just that song. It doesn't have to be that particular version. I just asked you if you ever saw it.
I actually can do that. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, he tears it up in that. I don't know. What would be good?
Mother?
It's got to be. What's that? Mother.
Is it Mother? I might have got the name wrong, but it's Mama. John Lennon songs or anything.
Oh, I don't know. Any Beatles would be good. Mother's pretty heavy too, though. I mean, I don't know if people get it or not, but I think that's on his first solo album. They say that was the end of the 60s.
Wow.
That album.
And we'll definitely spin that.
I like, I don't know, dude. I haven't been really listening to a bunch of stuff lately because I've been working on this album, so.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know.
I Don't Know by Ozzy?
No.
I know.
No, I do. There is an Ozzy song I've been listening to. I listened to it a couple weeks ago. Was "Dreamer." I never even heard it before, and I don't even know how I ran across it. But I love the video. It's got all them girls dressed in black angel suits and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
It's kind of a cool tune.
And we're not trying to put you on the spot with that. It's just some fun stuff to, to shoot out. And it was cool. I think your real response was the "Child in Time." You're like, yeah, that jam.
That's a jam. Yeah. How about some Floyd?
Sure.
What would be a good one? "Comfortably Numb."
Oh, yeah. It's all good. I don't even know if is there a bad Floyd song?
Yeah, I don't know. But David
one?
Gilmour's solo at the end of that song is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't get enough credit sometimes, I think, when people talk about great guitar players, you know.
Yeah.
You need more here, or?
No, that's fine. Actually, I have a funny story that you might chuckle on with Comfortably Numb. You know how Bruce does his, like, sort of restaurant show thing? Like, he plays, like, popular tunes at a restaurant sometimes, you know? Up where he's up in northern, Illinois there. I went and visited him, and we're at the bar, and we're eating popcorn, and Bruce is doing his set list, and people are all eating their food, and he does Comfortably Numb. And he's just singing it, and, it's real mellow, and he's got his little Marshall, but he has his full treble keyboards, all his pedals, the Clone Theory, everything. So, and we're sitting and eating, and watching him do Comfortably Numb, and it's all mellow, and it's a top 40, you don't really think about it. It gets to that part you just talked about, the guitar solo. And he just hits the Clone Theory, hits all his pedals, and just this little Marshall just
wailing.
Everyone just it was like the whole restaurant froze. You could look around the whole restaurant. People had their forks in the air, like it was stop time. It was hilarious.
That's cool. Yeah, I can't wait to jam with him tomorrow night. It'll be fun.
That'll be awesome.
It was fun jamming with you guys at Doomfest too. It was like. When everybody was singing Into My Days and stuff, it was like, yeah, goosebumps,
It was fun.
I'm going to do the next one, too, I think.
Are you? That's great.
Yeah,
Days of Doom. That guy's a nice guy.
Michael, yeah. I think Blood of the Sun is playing this time. There's a couple other bands.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it looks like it. It'll be nice to see Blood of the Sun again.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're from Texas there. You know,
Henry.
guys don't. Yeah. Yep. I've seen him in Holland a few years ago, and so I haven't seen him since. So that'll be cool to see them guys.
It will be. That's the Days of the Doom. It's always in June.
Days of the Doom in June.
Yeah, it's always good. Lastly, let's do this. I didn't think about this. We're interviewing you right now on 11/11/11, and I'm going to say this. The number 1 signifies a beginning. The double ones are like a doorway, which are like 3 doorways, which is, a very powerful thing. They say if you envision that doorway and walk through it in triplicate on the same day, you can imagine what you want and achieve even more potent imaginative things. Do you believe in that today? It is 11/11/11 right now as far as the date. Have you thought about that today, 11/11/11?
Well, it's funny because I see those numbers a lot. During the day and the clock, like I'll look over at the clock and it'll be 11/11. And sometimes I see it twice in a day. Sometimes I'll see it for 3 days in a row. And I was kind of like, what is that all about? So I looked up a bunch of stuff on it, and that's what it's about, kind of. It's like whatever the angels, guardian, whatever they are kind of making you look there at that particular time somehow. And it's like to remind you, like you said, the beginning, and to keep faith, and to especially when things aren't going good and stuff, to just have faith and persevere, and everything's going to be okay. The light workers, I guess they call them, and stuff. So yes, I do.
Nice. Eric, great interview. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.